Hello friends, and a warm welcome to our next craft session. I'm so happy you're joining me here for this next video. How have you all been? I hope you're well. So far, we have completed the introduction of the journal kit and also the signature setup, and you have also hopefully you had fun with the freebie that I offered you in the last video, the little gift boxes. And in today's video, we will be creating this journal cover for our Christmas at the Manor journal. So this cover here will have the front cover and the inside cover. And we'll have some beautiful ribbons that I have to share with you. Who else is a ribbon addict? Say I. Simply comment below and let me know. So this is a beautiful journal cover with all of the background pages from the journal kit. We have a raised medallion here, and then we have this beautiful ribbon here, and then we have this ribbon closure that will wrap around this journal and will hug this journal as you are closing it. And so this ribbon will hug the journal cover, and then you simply close it with a tie. Wow, that looks just amazing. I love it. And I hope you love it too. So let's get into it. I just wanted to let you know, if you're new to this channel, I'm uploading every Tuesday and Friday. And if you follow me along, by the end of this video series, you will have a complete journal made. And I will put all the videos into a playlist for you so you can go back easily and rewatch any of the videos. Make sure to like this video and to subscribe to this channel to make sure to get a notification when the next video comes out. Everything I'm using here in this video is linked in the description box below for you. So let's get started here with the journal cover. So I went ahead and printed out these background pages from the journal kit Christmas at the Manor. And I have used the vertical lacy pages. I also printed out this page here from the background pages. And I went ahead and cut out this medallion piece, so I can use that for the front cover. So this is for the front cover. I also went ahead and printed out one of the add-on kit pages that had all the beautiful tags and ephemera, and I will be using this medallion on the back of the journal. So we have this beautiful couple here with the carriage and the horse. It's very romantic. So for now, let's put these two to the side. I also printed out these pages for the inside of the cover, and I used the horizontal pages for this. We will be using these in a little bit later. I also got some chipboard. You can easily order this online, or if you have any cardboard that you have that is fairly sturdy. But I just like the pre-cut chipboard that you can buy online. That way I know it's for sure straight with the 90-degree angles, and I don't have to think too much here. These measure 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches. These are for the back and front. And for the spine, I'm choosing a 2-inch spine. And this 2-inch spine here, it obviously is 2 inches wide. And also here, 8.5 long. So this is how this layout will be. All right. Let's put these to the side. So the first thing I want to do is to put these two together. I didn't print anything on the back of these because we don't need it. You won't be seeing them. And the first thing I will do is to see how far. So I'm going to lay these out first a little bit just to get a feel for how close together I will glue them. So right now you can see that we have a nice border around the chipboard here. And as you can also see here, we'll leave about 1/8 of an inch in between the spine and the covers here. So we have a nice border around. And here you can see that we will need about 1/2 inch overlap of these pages. So let's put this away. I will be using the Barely Art glue. This one is called the Precision Craft glue. Precision Craft glue from Barely Art. So the Barely Art glue, I call it Barely Art glue. And I have some here in my little special bottle. It's a little bit easier to squeeze for like the fine tip stuff. And this one I will be using in just a moment, and I'll show you how I will be using this. My tendons sometimes are a little sensitive, so I want to make sure it's easy to squeeze. If I craft a lot and I have to squeeze the bottles a lot in weird angles, it is not great on my tendons. So I have to be mindful of that. So if you like to have some tips and tricks on that, I will be sharing some here. So these squeeze bottles, you can order them on Amazon or wherever you can find them. So, all right, so I'm using here 1/2 inch of an overlap. So just roughly I like this Barely Art glue because it doesn't warp the paper. It doesn't smell. No, it's non-toxic. So it's very easy on everything. But always make sure to put the cover back on. All right, so now we're gluing these together. Let's make sure it's all straight. So with this glue, you can... So this glue, you can sometimes still move a little bit, but it is also fairly fast drying, so... All right, beautiful. Now we have these two joined together. And next we will add a chipboard. So I like to put this here. So I like to mark where the covers go. I think this looks straight enough. And then we'll fold over the edges so it will be fine. So now I take the Barely Art bottle. It comes like this. This is the closure of this bottle. And this is a really nice wide opening for the glue. So that way I can easily add the glue. So I can easily add the glue. And here I have a glue spreader to make sure that it spreads nice and evenly. But this way I don't have to press hard. Let's get the edges here. A little more. All right, we got one down. It's always a bit nerve-wracking. I want to be honest with you. So I'm filming this for the first time here on camera, so I really want to focus and make sure I do a good job here. So if this warps a little bit, that's okay. It'll all even out. All right, now let's move on to the middle piece. Got a little much here. I'm going to just move that over here to this. I did not need that much. All right, next one. All right, I think that looks about straight enough. Got a little much here. All right, last one. Okay. Let's hope I don't put too much. I can always add a little more later. Okay, let's see how that one works out. So this glue spreader here has little teeth, little ridges here, so it seems to work quite well. Well, it's definitely easier on my joints and on my tendons, so I mean, we want to be able to keep crafting, so that's why I like to make it as easy as possible. Okay, got some on the edges here. Whew, okay. I think this is the biggest part. When we get this one right, oh, we're in good shape. It's downhill from here. So I noticed that I didn't use enough glue here in the spine part. So I'm gonna use the barely part with the little nozzle to just add a little more. It just feels like it doesn't have enough. Did I put enough here? All right. Phew. What a relief. That's always the most important part. So we got that done. So I'm really happy about that. Beautiful. Right. Yeah. I also want to say that I printed this all on cardstock. I just like that it has a little bit of a sturdiness, especially here where the journal will bend, so it has a little bit of support. So I just want to give this another minute. I hope you're all doing fine. Christmas season is a busy season. Thanksgiving is currently happening in these days, and so this is a good moment to take 5 minutes or 10 minutes to craft and to just get away from the busyness. So the next thing we'll do is to crease the corners. And so what we want to do here is to simply fold the corners in like so. I want to make sure that everything is like that. This is a 90 degree, roughly a 90 degree angle, so that it looks all even. And here again. Use the bone folder to crease it, and Last one. Okay. Again, make sure that this is a 90-degree angle so it looks all even. Okay. Crease it. Now I'm going to use the regular Rally glue because it is not as much, so let's glue these down first. Minimum. So you can see it does need a little bit of pressing and a little bit of patience here. Okay. Next. So we're going to do this with all the 4 corners. Just making sure everything is nice and glued. And now we'll fold over the sides. So I like to first gently just nudge these edges first. Here we go. Yep. And then next side again, very gently at first, like just here on the bottom part, making sure. And if it's a little trouble, just go here with the bone folder and just make sure that it really gets close to the edge here. So just patiently tuck it in like this, then you go over and then crease it with the bone folder. So you can see here, sometimes people cut these corners. I don't, but you can of course cut the corners so you have less bulk here, but it's also easily folded over. So if you pre-crease it here like so, that's also easy. So again, gently. I like the journal to be really sturdy, so the cardstock, if you use a high quality cardstock, is of course you have to work it a little bit, but here we are. So now we're folding it over. Beautiful. And again, we'll crease it nicely. Okay, and last one, again, I'm going to pre-crease. I'm going to pre-crease the sides here. There we go. And gently nudge it over. Okay, beautiful. And then go with the bone folder. All right, and now we'll glue them. Let's glue the sides here. right, so you got one. Fold it over. So these are the 2 seconds that barely gives us to make adjustments as it came up. But then once the 2 seconds have passed, here we are. It sticks perfectly. It's a great glue, I don't know. And it's actually quite reasonable price still. So here we are with this side, and I'm gonna move on to the next side. Sure. So beautiful. Okay. Now we're going to do the next one. So when you release it, you can tell if the paper still lifts up, it needs that second longer. And then it glues it. It holds perfectly. Okay, so now we're moving on to the last flap here. And fold it over. It's folded over like so. Go over it with the bone folder. Just make sure it's all attaching properly. Yes, here we go. And you can see the corners work out just fine here on the sides. And then we gently start to fold these in here. Just give it a little crease, slight crease here. Help it along, help the pieces along. Beautiful. Yes. So when you flip it over here, you can see we have all the different layers. Very nice. All right, so this is drying now, and we are now moving on to the inside of this cover. I like to use this. How I decided on my inside paper was basically I took that first piece of the signature and I simply looked for the background paper that I felt was going nicely with it. This yellow really makes the blue pop. And so I wanted to have this little contrast going here so that when you open the journal, you have this standing out really well. So when you open the cover here, you look at these two. So this is a really nice way of looking at it, but of course you can choose any background paper that you like most with it. But if you like to follow along on this design, you can use this one. All right, so let's begin by making sure that these two work well. And obviously this is too long, this piece here. So you have one piece that goes over, but then you have also this piece here. And so what I like to do is to just go with the middle. So I simply use about half of the page so that it meets where the spine is, so that it's covered, so that the seam here is covered by the signatures later. So this works out to be about 7 inches here in length. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this piece off. I make a little mark here. You can of course use a regular cutter, but for me it's fast to just go with the craft knife and just cut it off this way. It's a nice extra piece. Can be used later. All right, so now let's glue down the first piece. Beautiful. Let's use the bond folder to stick it on. And here's the second piece that goes like so, and it will go right in the middle. So this pattern might not match up perfectly, but it also doesn't really matter because you have the signatures going here in the center covering this part. So this is a standalone design and this is a standalone design, so that works out perfectly. I can't wait to show you the ribbon I found for the cover decoration. What an amazing find. We'll see, and I will also link that below in the description box, but I was really looking forward to sharing that with you. You'll see. In just a moment, we'll get to that. I usually like to use some tweezers to place these pieces. Like so. And we use the bone folder, spread it out nicely. And to let it sit properly. So, I like to let this dry a little bit more before starting to bend the cover. So some people like to bend and crease it right away. I found with paper specifically, it's better to let it dry a little bit before moving on to the next step of creasing it. So we'll let it sit like so. So this here is the front. And for the front, I like this piece. But I also like to put the closure on as well. And so I like to use this ribbon as the closure that wraps around the cover and hugs the cover when it's closed, that it really holds everything nicely together. So in this case, what I like to do is to start with that first. So I'm going to lay it out a little bit so that you can really see what this will look like. So we want to have enough play with the length of this ribbon so that we can easily tie it in a bow perhaps. All right. So this is ribbon number 1. Who else has a ribbon addiction? I certainly do. I think I'm going to cut this piece off here. This is it's not nice. So I'm going to find the center of this ribbon so it is evenly distributed. So this is the plan here. This is ribbon number 1. Then we'll have ribbon number 2. Ribbon number 2. And then this will go over it. And this is now the find that I wanted to share with you. This is this ribbon here that I found on Amazon, and it was really reasonably priced, but it is gorgeous. It has really pretty pearls all throughout, and I got it in 2 colors. I got a neutral one in this kind of champagne gold color, and this green color for Christmas, for the Christmas season. Here we go. So this would go here and on the top. So what I like to do is, when the cover is finished and all the signatures are decorated, that's when I like to then sew in the signatures to the cover. And that means that certain aspects of this journal decoration cannot be completed until the signatures are sewn in. So I will probably glue down the front cover here, but I won't glue down the center part yet, because I want to sew the signature into this spine. Also, I will only put the ribbon all the way to here to the spine. I will only use this for the front. Because of the pearls, it may pose a problem when you lay down the journal closed, or when you use it, because the pearls might just slide around in the back. So I prefer to keep the back part a little bit more on the flat side. So this ribbon in particular, I will be using only for the front, on the bottom and on the top part. And then in the back, we have this medallion that will go here in the back. And that will have a different flat style decoration here in the back. All right, so let's put this to the side and let's focus on the ribbon part. So let's start first with this ribbon here. This is the base for everything. So first I want to mark the center of this. So this is 8.5. So we go with 4.25. That should be the center. Then we'll lay down this ribbon. Roughly the center would be here. So I will mark here and here. And then I will do the same on this side. I'll mark it at 4.25. And then I'll put the ribbon. All right, so now we have marked our ribbon. Let's just double check. That looks about straight. Perfect. So I like to use little clips here. So this is the center of the ribbon. So the total length here is 13.5. So the center should be 6.75. That should be the center. Looks about right. Yes. So I'm going to just use another clip here. Tiny clip. And again, I'm going only with my glue to the edge here. So I'm going to make a little mark here. to remind myself this is as far as we go. So this is one ribbon. Beautiful. And now we'll do the green ribbon as well. Measure the same length. Okay. And let's go right along the center here. Here's my little mark, so I'm not going to go any further right now. Spread that out a little. Start, and the art glitter glue also dries clear, so if you see it now a little bit like a little bit of the overflow, that's okay. So that's not a problem. Every time I do a new project, I start getting more ribbons because, of course, you have plenty of ribbons, but for the particular project that I'm working on, it needs to be a very special ribbon, of course. And so I end up looking at ribbons, and what do you know? Before I know it, I ordered another set of a whole bunch of ribbons. I don't want to say the number. That is too embarrassing right now. All right, so this is drying right now. And again, we want to keep in mind that this is going to then go right over it. So this is my little mark for the side. So this will go in the center. But before we get to this part, I want to glue down this fantastic ribbon that I came across here. And so this has a little bit of a sheer see-through base. It has a green tinge, so when you put it over a lighter background, it is lighter. I just want to point that out. If you do want to get this ribbon, it is going to be see-through. So you want to consider that in your crafts. This here will go like so. I don't want to fold this one over because of the pearl. So this particular ribbon is very unique. The pearls are glued on very, very strongly. I would usually fold the ribbon over like so it has a clean finish, but in this case I will glue it on without folding it over, and that's okay. It seems to look quite clean to begin with, so that's nice. All right, so here we are. You can see the edge here. You can feel for the edge of the crease. By now, let's just see where we are. We might be able to fold the cover now. Let's see here. Stand. Let's work like that. So, let's see here. So we'll take the bone folder very gently and help the cover along. Beautiful. Okay, so we folded that over. Let's do that on the other side as well. Okay, so we use the folder, the bone folder here. All right, beautiful. Here we go. Very nice. So this is our journal cover. Beautiful. Okay. So I like to go down a little bit so I can see clearly. So here you can see now where we're at with this. So when we're decorating the cover of the book, we don't want it to flap around. So I got some books here that I put in so that way it's nice and stable and it's easier to decorate. So let's proceed with our beautiful ribbon here. So I'm going to cut 2 strips of this because I want it to be on the top and on the bottom of this journal cover. Okay. All right, beautiful. So this is the idea. So we will have this going like so, and this going like so. And then we'll have this here, like so. Let's make sure it's... Again, we're going with the art glitter glue because it is fabric. And this is such a great glue, really, to use for fabric. We'll go all the way to the edges. I'll dot it where the flowers are here, so that it has a little bit of hold in the middle. Okay, let's do it. All right. Let's press it down. All right, moving on to the next piece here. So I hope you're having nice plans for Christmas, with your family, with your friends, with your own self. Even if you're celebrating by yourself, just watch crafting videos and know that you are actually not alone. We're all here together in this. You can see the quality of this ribbon. They literally took metal pieces to adhere the pearls to the ribbon. It's not just hot glued on. They literally use metal pieces to reinforce the hold of these pearls. These pearls are not going anywhere. That is amazing. All right. Let's with lace, I like to use the back of the tweezers to put fabric down, because it kind of otherwise the fingers get all full with glue. But hey, these are craft hands. Craft hands, it's kind of the sign of the artist to have either a lot of paint on our hands or a lot of glue on our hands or ink on our hands. I kind of got over it, really trying to look always perfect in these videos. I think this is what it all makes it so enjoyable, that it doesn't have to be perfect. It has to bring us joy, and it's supposed to be fun, and it has to be fun. So that's what I am aiming for, really. So I was able to get one of the pearls here off this edge. But it's really something else. So again, we're leaving some room on this spine so that we can sew the signatures on really easily. So you see right now this spine is pretty blank still, but we will then cover it with, once the signatures are in, I have this little gold lace that will then also go over the spine after the signatures are in. Some journals, you can see the binding, the thread for the binding, the yarn or whatever you use to sew the signatures in. That's another look. That's another look, of course, if you want to make them visible. For this particular journal, I wanted to cover it with this nice gold lace that I have. And it's very sparkly, and thankfully no glitter is involved here. It seems that the thread itself is the way it is worked. It is very sparkly by itself, no glitter involved. Thank goodness. So here we are. All right, we are definitely coming together here. And now we have this part here. So I want to try something. Instead of just gluing it on, I want to try to use some of these little puffer pieces to raise this medallion. And I cut this out and I inked the edges, as you can see, to make it nice and finished. So I think this is, I just love looking at it. I love the pearls. I love the elegance of it. And again, thinking of this time, the Victorian era, the 1800s and 1900s. It's just a simplicity, elegance. I love it. So let's go ahead and see how this works. There's a first time for everything, so bear with me. So here we go. And so I believe you just take them out like so. So these are small ones. I don't know if I was supposed to get larger ones here, but so this is how they come on here. Wow, this is fun. Right. So we put them all nicely around it. I like to probably not, I don't know, maybe I should just put them all around without them. And maybe it doesn't matter. All right. Wow, this is fun. I never thought this is so easy to do. You just bend it a little bit so you can easily reach them, and then you just plug them out from here and put them on. Well, there's a first time for everything. Put them all around so it's raised, and it adds a little bit of dimension to this design, to this journal cover design. All right. Last one. Oops. Okay. All right, last one here. So now I'm supposed to take off. Ah, yes. That's how that works. You just take off the backing of it. I think you could also just get the larger foam tape and accomplish the same thing, I'm sure. This is a little tedious, I must say. So I think I'm gonna have to get the foam tape, the puffy foam tape. It's a bigger piece, so it's less of a... Okay, here we go. Okay, we did that. Here we go. So this is now our journal cover. I hope you like it. If not, you can just do it your way, your style, of course. But I think this turned out pretty good. So I love how this turned out. This is exactly what I had in mind. The ribbons, the medallion, the manor. Oh, this is beautiful. Yes. Well, I'll see you at the next video, where we will continue to work on our journal. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you at the next video. Much love. Bye.